The Republican Party is basically a party of the super rich, and they have to have a popular base. And one way in which they've organized the popular base is what are called in the PR industry values. Keep away from issues and focus on values. In other words, don't let people think about the fact average real wealth has actually declined for about 90% of the population. Don't let them think about that. Don't let them think about the fact that Americans have the highest workload in the world, the lowest benefits, the least social, that the only country with basically no advanced country with no health services. You can't take care of your elderly mother. I mean, don't let people think about that sort of thing. Let them think about rising to heaven when all the evil has been destroyed and the souls are saved. Okay. Or let them think about having a lot of guns that they can run around with and kill all the aliens who are going to attack them, or something like that. Let them think about those things, but keep away from the issues. Okay, don't let them don't deal with the fact that they really oppose these corporate-run globalization systems. Everybody opposes them, so let's not talk about them. And in fact, let's just keep away from all the issues and focus on values. So yeah, you get a mobilization of the extremist fundamentalist group, which is big in the United States.
And hey, just a quick break in the action. You should go subscribe to my new show, The Rick Strom Show. I'm going to be interviewing people from sports, music, journalists, authors, sports doctors. It's going to be fantastic. Please go subscribe. Thank you. The great Noam Chomsky. One person that I would love to interview. And there are many, of course, on that list. There are studies that have been done. There have been TED Talks that have been made. There have been documentaries put together, books that have been written, classes that have been taught. And this sort of dialogue continues to this day as we elect a fascist. And yeah, I'll say it. He's a fascist. I think he's a fascist. And I think a good portion of his base supports fascism. It's sort of like that Steve Bannon clip from many years ago where one person stood up at a conference that Bannon was hosting and said, I've never been into dictators, but if we were to have one, I would support Trump. That's what she said. Bannon giddily smiled, and the room cheered. That is what we're up against. And yet, when I take a step back as a proud leftist on this network, and this is also, let me be very clear, something that has been my political journey. I didn't really know where I was until I started learning and reading, understanding policy, seeing how the ultra-wealthy take advantage of us. They throw out these distractions and they politicize it. Even though the right says that they want limited government, they don't. They want government in our lives, controlling our bodies, and killing us because they don't care about climate change. It does not benefit the ultra-wealthy to have any sort of positive impact when it comes to climate change. And I will always stand up for trans people. I will stand up for the marginalized. I will stand up for the oppressed. And yet, simultaneously, they will use already oppressed people as a crutch to divide the political spectrum. And that's why this United Healthcare story is quite scary for them. Because how I see it, what many in this country are maybe, I'm not all the way aboard like some people, but maybe starting to see is, oh my God, they really are taking advantage of us. The Republicans and Democrats are siding with the corporations. And meanwhile, my loved one has leukemia and can't afford XYZ in order to just live, so we got to start GoFundMes? Ooh, no, I don't think so. Chomsky is right that the Republicans are the party of the ultra-wealthy. Dems are too, to some extent at least. Why else even if her family wasn't involved, would Kamala Harris listen to Uber executives? And, you know, Mark Cuban can have a good point here or there, but why would you placate your entire policy to billionaires? There's still this myth both parties have, which is trickle-down economics. It's untrue. It's flat out untrue. And then you go back and look at the chairman, Fred Hampton, who was able to unite white working class people and black working class people and say, you are not my enemy. They are our enemy. You know what they would hate? Us together as one. And we all know what happened there. So my question to all of you is this. Is there ever going to be that moment? Will we ever unite and realize that it is class warfare that they have inflicted upon us? It does not have to be this way. We don't have to live this way. Yet they mandate us to live this way, to live paycheck to paycheck, to barely afford groceries because they allow the ultra wealthy and their companies to price gouge us. Does it have potential? Could you see it happening? In my lifetime? I don't know. I think about this a lot. Sometimes the messaging from the right can have a leftist theme. And yet, when you try to just say, yeah, but your party doesn't want that, and to a degree, the other party doesn't want that, maybe we should do this other thing, they freak out. I really don't know. I worry for the future. I worry for my kids' future. I worry for the future from an existential threat perspective of climate change. I'm being dead ass right now. What will it take? What will it take for many on the right? Because I know fellow lefties, and not libs, but leftists, listen to Chomsky. They read his work. They value his opinion. When will we have that class consciousness? What will it take? Is it going to take one party being in power and continually screwing over the working class? How many times does the working class have to be screwed over before there is some sort of unity? Man, I really don't know. But I hope for it. I hope for it. Pray for it. I would love to see it. Because when we have that coming down to earth and realizing we are not enemies, but they have made us out to be enemies, the world will be a better place. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.